All right, folks, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to actually open a tackle box that I found along the river about 6 years ago. I've kind of had it around in storage. I glanced at it when I first got it to see what was in it, but I pretty much just shut her down and filed it away for a while because it's a bass fishing tackle box. Well, it's just a fishing tackle box, but it does have bass lures in it. But I was coming back from a hot day of fishing on the Tennessee River about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just couldn't stand it no more. Everybody else was gone. The ramp was empty. And as I walked to the ramp to get my truck, the only thing in the ramp area, a 4-mile parking lot, is my truck and a tackle box sitting straight dab right in the middle of the parking lot, out there by itself. So I pick it up, and I'm on social media quite a bit, and I did actually put this alert out on social media. Hey, anybody lose a tackle box, if you can kind of describe what it looks like, I'll give it back to you, no problems. But I didn't hear anything from anybody for 7 years, so 6 or 7 years. I'd have to go back and look, but it's been a long time. But we're going to actually open it up today and see what's in it. So hang tight. Let's get into it. And for you guys that said, hey, I lost that tackle box, if you can tell me which ramp it was and maybe a couple other particulars, I'll give you tackle box back too if it is yours. But I've tried for a lot of years to find the owner of this, and I just haven't been able to do it. But here we go. We're going to open this tackle box and see exactly what is in it. The moment of truth, now you can see through the top of it, and you can see that there's a lot of crankbaits and such in it. So here we go. Voila! Voila! Well, to start off with, it's just kind of in shambles. I don't know where to start at. We do have some pretty nice crankbaits, and they all look pretty new. This looks like, and I used to bass fish years ago, guys, so I kind of do know some of the names. This kind of resembles a Heddon, Heddon tackle bait. Is that such a thing nowadays? Heddon? Am I even saying it right? But looks like he liked that bait because there's 2 of them just alike. Almost 3 of them alike. There's 5 of these baits. These look like deep diving crankbaits. I used to throw these in the top of the treetops down on Nolin Lake back when I did a little bass fishing. Could catch some good fish on them. And I think these guys might be striper baits, but I know, I used to throw some jerk baits down at Lake Cumberland when I did some bass fishing down there. So we got jerk baits, and I'd say this big one here is most likely going to be something for a striper. I wouldn't say, if I was down at Dale Hollow, I'd use this for like a smallmouth, and I may use that one for a smallmouth. That one there would probably be deadly on a smallmouth. What else we got? We just got all kind of crankbaits. There's another one of them jerk baits. All right. I'll tell you, this bait right here, it must be a good bait. If I can remember this bait right, it's called a bomber, but this fire tiger, I think is what I used to call this, a bomber bait. I used to smoke some smallmouth with that thing down on Lake Cumberland, fishing those steep rocky banks, and the crawdad pattern as well. Them smallmouth love those 2 baits right there. These 2 baits, yep. He's got quite a few of those little bomber baits. What else he got? All right, we got some, I don't even know what you call these, inline spinners maybe. I never did use them. I think it's the MEPS. They're really popular. I don't know if anybody catches these. I've never really used them, but apparently people like them. What else we got here? We got some itty bitty crawdads. Crawdads. Some itty bitty crawdads. And then we got some lead head. Some itty bitty crawdads. And then we got some lead head jigs. This must be some walleye action stuff. This guy had a lot of stuff in his box because it seems to have a treble hook trailer. Seems to be about like maybe a half ounce football jig. I don't know what this guy was fishing for, but I mean, I could say that was walleye, what that is. And like I say, this box is most likely going to be 6-7 years old since I've had it in my possession. And that little bait was $1.99 back then. I don't know how much they are now, but what else we got? A lot of walleye stuff in there. All right, we got some floating frogs. A couple floating frogs, different sizes. A lot more crankbaits, different colors and sizes and brands. This guy had a lot of crankbaits. And look, I do feel sorry for the guy because I know this probably got $1,500 worth of stuff in it. And most likely, I kind of know the scenario it happened. It was hot that day. It was like 182 degrees in the shade. They probably got tired of fishing too, got hot, and they pulled their boat up, pulled it in the middle of the parking lot, and they was taking everything, putting everything back in their truck. And I'm assuming he set that down by his boat to go put it somewhere, and then forgot about it and drove completely off. And like I say, it was a 4-acre parking lot, and the only thing that was in it was my truck and a tackle box standing straight up, just. And it's just a mistake that this fellow made. It was an expensive mistake, but these seem like to be some older baits. I'm not sure. They look kind of like antique like. They may not be, but they look like they'd still work, no doubt. That's a nice little jerk bait right there. All of them are. What else we got? All right. I think these are hula poppers. I think that's what they're going to call these right here. Where everything's so tangled. Shoot. Yeah, these right here, I think these are hula poppers. These are topwater baits. You pull them along the top, and then it looks like you got maybe some kind of shad wrap of some sorts right here. Like I say, I've been out of the bass game for about 25 years, so I don't know everything there is to know about that anymore. What we got in here? We got a lot of. All right, we got some bass hooks, swivels, more hooks, sinkers. We got some bullet weights for, I guess, the worms, different size bullet weights, more hooks. All right, we got some crappie stuff. Bobby Garland. I guess he liked Bobby Garland. What's else we got here? We got more Bobby Garland baits. All kind of different colors. Swim baits. We got some vertical drop hook weights. I guess the weights are already on the hook. I guess it's for worms or something. More split shots. And I'll put all this up just in a minute. All right, let's close this up and go to the next aisle. That was just the top of what we're at. Let's open this one up. Oh, this is a mess too. This is a mess too. Where we start at? We got a lot of jigs. No, I don't want the jigs. They're plastics. Plastics for it's a Big Bite Baits. Never heard of that brand. Big Bite Baits again. We got a Strike King jig, bass jig. More crappie stuff. All right, we got some. Look like some pumpkin seed dragon. Not dragon. Lizards. I was close. Lizards. Garlic infused. Now I do remember Zoom from back in the day. They've been around for a minute, I would think. Zoom. I'm surprised this plastic is still good. Being it's all these years later. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, room, room. There's a lot of baits. Well, again, man, want to go bass fishing or crappie fishing. I think I'm set with this fella. What's we got here? Uh-oh. Brand new thing of crappie nibbles. But they're not looking so. The years have not been friendly to them. What we got here? North American Hunting Club. More worms. More weights. Some extra treble hooks. Some crappie hooks. There's more crappie hooks. And you got a lot of bobbers down here. Bobbers I would never use. These are things that are common. I'd use these. These split bobbers, they're good. I like the little slip bobbers. But these bobbers are like no good in my book. Got a little box with some hooks in it. Some hook getter outers. You know, I don't know what this is. A light year, good year. I don't know what this is. It has something around it. There's another hook remover. Bobbers. What we got here? Storm. I remember Storm from back in the day too. They got some swim baits. Spider wire. 15 pound. Some Gamakatsu hooks. What's this? More grubs. Alright, we got lots of spinner baits. But unfortunately, they're skirts. Now, skirts on a couple of them is pretty good, but that one there, I think it's touched something it ain't supposed to touch, like rubber, and it's falling apart. It looks like some spinner baits and some buzz baits on that side. There's some more spinner baits. Purple, chartreuse. Oh, and how it goes back in there. More crappie stuff. Let's open. Oh, we got a lot of these little things I've never caught a fish on, but we might have to just go out and try to catch a fish on them. There's a lot of these little things. I think they're called Mepps minnows. No, this is called a rooster tail. All right. Got a lot of rooster tails. It's just a plain Jane spinner. No flash at all. It's just a hook, pretty much. There's some pretty good sized ones in here too. I've never seen one that big before. And I really don't know what would bite these. I know bass probably, crappie would, but something that big, I don't know what they're fishing for with these things. Maybe it's a great bait and I just never used it to try to find out if it's a great bait. And I kind of just said, heck with it, I'm just going to keep using what I'm using. All right, we got some crappie jigs. Different color little feather jigs, hair jigs, I guess you want to call them. Like little Popeyes there. Huh. Oh yeah, it's pretty nice little jigs they have. I don't know if these are hand tied or not. I've never seen any like this before. Pretty awesome. I'm gonna take advantage of it. What they got in this one? Uh-oh. Yeah, this one here is kind of deteriorated. It's got, I guess it looks like the white paint on this crappie stuff here. Looks like the paint's just deteriorating on all these. You can kind of see the white dust everywhere. Time has not been friendly with it, but I bet I could still use these little things. I just repaint them or something. The rubber might not be any good anymore, but I could repaint these. All right, well, that's going to conclude what I've got in this tackle box. Now, the next thing I need to do is maybe go out and try to catch some fish with what's in this tackle box. But first, I got to figure out how to put all this stuff back in the tackle box straight, because I have just emptied this thing. But yeah, it's got a lot of crappie stuff in it. It's got a lot of bass stuff in it. So I think I might just try to give myself a challenge one day and take this tackle box out to some water, out to a lake somewhere, and dig into it and see if I can't catch something from this tackle box. The spinner baits, I can't get them back on there. For some reason, they're not getting back on there. This is gonna be a chore. It came out, but I can't put it back in. It's gonna take me a minute on that. All right, folks, that's gonna conclude my little presentation of what's in the tackle box that I found. I guess my next step would be now to put the tackle box back together and put it on my boat, and then when I'm out sometime, just do a video on grabbing something in this tackle box and trying to catch a fish with it. All right, folks, that's going to conclude my little presentation of what's in the tackle box I found. So thanks again for stopping by and watching our videos. If you guys are new here, again, my name is Steve Douglas. I've been making catfishing videos since the beginning of YouTube. So come back, check us out. I am going to be fishing for a few crappie and stuff in the near future, as well as catfish. I wouldn't call it lucky for me. I'd call it more of a misfortune for the fella that actually lost this tackle box, because I'd say this took him a minute to gather all this stuff up over the years, and it probably hurt pretty good when he drove off and left it in the parking lot. I do feel sorry for the fella, but I did all I could do to try to find the owner. But anyway, folks, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching our videos, and we'll hope to see you in the next one. We've got a lot of crappie. And here I was gonna have to go out and buy a bunch of crappie stuff to try to do some crappie videos to get people excited about our new Catfish Crappie Conference we have February 24th and 25th at the Kentucky Expo Center in Louisville, Kentucky. There's a lot of baits in here. We've got a lot of crappie. And here I was gonna have to go out and buy a bunch of crappie stuff to try to do some crappie videos to get people excited about our new Catfish Crappie Conference we have February 24th and 25th at the Kentucky Expo Center in Louisville, Kentucky. A lot of baits in here. I'll never get it back in the same as it was in there. It was packed in there. Yeah, I don't know how he had all these baits in there.